In a quiet village wrapped in the soft embrace of early mornings, lived a humble farmer who followed the same routine every single day. Long before the first bird could spread its wings, before the sun painted gold across the horizon, he would lift a sturdy wooden pole that rested perfectly across his shoulders. Hanging from each end of that pole were his two most faithful companions, two clay pots that had served him for years. One pot was flawless, strong, symmetrical, and confident. It shone gently under the morning light, carrying itself with the full pride of knowing it always fulfilled its purpose. The other pot, however, lived a very different reality. A thin but deep crack ran down its side, subtle yet painful, a scar that cost it half of its strength every day. Together, they traveled the same long, dusty path from the farmer's house to the faraway well. The flawless pot glowed with purpose as it returned home brimming with crystal clear water. The cracked pot, meanwhile, watched helplessly as the water inside it dripped with every step. By the time they reached home, it had lost nearly half its load. Each day felt heavier than the last, not because of the water it carried, but because of the guilt it couldn't shake off. Worse still, the perfect pot never let the cracked pot forget its weakness. "Look at you," it whispered sharply one morning as the farmer walked. "You spill half your water before we even reach home. Why does he keep you? You're nothing but a burden." The cracked pot didn't reply. It simply lowered its gaze, eyes trembling with shame. With every drop that fell to the ground, its heart sank deeper. It had never asked to be cracked. It had never wanted to fail. For weeks, the cracked pot carried its guilt in silence. But one morning, unable to bear the weight any longer, it softly whispered to the farmer, "Master, I am sorry. Every day you place your trust in me, and every day I fail you. I am broken. I am weak. I cannot serve you the way the other pot does." The farmer slowed his steps, gently lowered the wooden pole, and sat beside the pots. Looking at the cracked pot with eyes full of warmth, he asked, "My friend, is this what has been hurting you?" The cracked pot's silence was answer enough. The farmer smiled softly. "Tomorrow," he said, "when we walk back, I want you to look closely at the path." Next morning arrived quietly, the way dawn always arrived in the village, soft, gentle, and unannounced. The cracked pot rested anxiously on the pole, remembering the farmer's words from the day before. Something inside it felt different today, as if it were walking toward a truth he had never imagined knowing. The farmer stepped outside, lifted the wooden pole onto his shoulders, and began the same long journey toward the well. But today, the cracked pot couldn't keep its thoughts from swirling. What did he want me to see? What truth could possibly change what I am? The familiar sound of water dripping from its side echoed softly through the quiet morning air. Every drop felt like a reminder of its flaw. Yet, for the first time, the cracked pot looked down at the path, not out of shame, but out of curiosity. As they walked further, the farmer spoke gently, without turning his head, "Keep looking. You'll see it." And then, suddenly, the cracked pot froze inside. Its eyes widened. Its entire body trembled. Because on the right side of the path, the side where the cracked pot always hung, something new appeared. Something impossible. Something beautiful. A long line of fresh, colorful flowers stretched down the entire length of the dusty path. Yellow, pink, blue, purple flowers the pot had never seen before. Flowers blooming in a place where nothing had ever grown. The cracked pot couldn't understand. What is this?" The farmer finally stopped walking. He lowered the pole carefully, placed it on the ground, and gently sat next to the cracked pot. "These flowers," he said softly, "exist because of you." The cracked pot felt its breath catch. Tears began forming, not from pain this time, but from disbelief. "When I first noticed your crack," the farmer continued, "I felt worrying. But soon, I realized something. Every day as we walked, you watered this side of the path. And so I planted flower seeds here. Only on your side." The cracked pot stared at the soft blooms swaying in the morning breeze. Each petal glowed under the golden light, a living trail of beauty created unknowingly by its flaw. "You thought you were failing me," the farmer said, placing a warm hand gently on the pot's cracked surface, "but all this time, you were giving life. You were creating beauty I never could have grown without you." The cracked pot shook, tears falling freely now. But this time they were tears of relief, of understanding, of worth. "Your flaw," the farmer whispered, "is your greatest gift." For the first time in its life, the cracked pot lifted its head, not in shame, but in pride. When the farmer finally reached home, with both pots resting calmly on his shoulders, there was no pride in the perfect pot, no guilt in the cracked one, only a peaceful understanding between them. He set the wooden pole down gently and looked at them with a warmth only years of companionship could create. "You see," he said softly, "life does not ask you to be perfect. It only asks you to give what you can, in the way that only you can." The cracked pot felt the weight of his words settle deep inside its clay. For the first time, it didn't look away. And the perfect pot, now humbled, understood that purpose is not measured in flawlessness, but in impact. The farmer continued, "Each of us has something unique, something no one else carries. Your flaw brought beauty to the path. Your strength brought water to my home. Together, you made my life whole." The pots remained silent. But their silence was full of meaning, full of acceptance, full of peace. And so, their journey continued, not as one perfect and one broken, but as two vessels of purpose, each valuable, each needed. Moral of the story: every flaw has a hidden purpose. What you see as weakness may be the very thing that brings beauty into someone else's life. The end.